This is Radio Nepal. I'm Kaushal Ghimire with the news. The headlines first. Prime Minister Sherbahadur Deva and CPN Maoist Chairman Pushpa Kamal Dal Prachanda discuss contemporary political issues. Ruling Alliance meeting called for today. Prime Minister Sherbahadur Deva directs Health Ministry to immediately procure vaccines to vaccinate all Nepalese. Province 2 Assembly endorses province name as Madhesh with its capital Janakpur. And dozens killed in an earthquake in western Afghanistan. Now the news in detail. Prime Minister Sherbahadur Deva and CPN Maoist Centre Chairman Pushpa Kamal Dal met yesterday to discuss contemporary political issues. According to the Maoist Chair's Secretariat, the duo discussed the upcoming National Assembly and local level elections. Yesterday's meeting also decided to call the meeting of the ruling coalition today. Today's meeting of the ruling coalition will discuss the coalition strategy for the upcoming National Assembly, elections, resumption of the Parliament and Election Commission's preparations for the local elections. The Province No. 2 Assembly has endorsed the province name as Madhesh with its capital Janakpur Dham with the majority of votes. Province Assembly members Sailendra Shah, Sailendra Yadav and Bharat Prasad Shah proposed Madhesh as the name in yesterday's Province Assembly meeting. Among the lawmakers present in the meeting, 80% of them voted in favour of the proposed province name Madhesh, while 19 were against the proposal. Likewise, 2/3 of the Province Assembly members endorsed the proposal to determine its capital at Janakpur Dham. 78 lawmakers voted in favour of the province capital, while 21 votes were cast against the proposal. Meanwhile, the Madhesh provincial government has declared the public holiday in the province today to celebrate the naming of the province and the determination of its permanent capital. The government began to administer booster dose of anti-COVID-19 vaccine to frontline workers from yesterday. The Health Ministry informed that the frontline workers could receive the booster dose from 17 vaccinations in the Kathmandu Valley. The frontline workers are required to complete 6 months from the date of receiving the second dose. The ministry has also informed that the same vaccine would be given as the booster dose to the target group. Meanwhile, a total of 6,734 new cases of COVID-19 were recorded in Nepal yesterday. According to the Ministry of Health and Population, the cases were confirmed while testing 17,465 samples. Meanwhile, 547 people recovered from the COVID infection yesterday itself. The ministry also reported 3 corona-related deaths yesterday, taking the total corona-related deaths to 11,623 in the country so far. Prime Minister Sherbahadur Deva has directed the Health Ministry to immediately procure vaccines to vaccinate all Nepalese. Likewise, Minister for Health and Population Bidod Khatiora has said that the vaccination campaign against COVID-19 has been forwarded with high priority. Speaking at a press meet organized by the Socialist Press Organization Morang in Biratnagar yesterday, Minister Khatiora said the government had launched the vaccination drive in a more effective manner across the country. The health minister said there was no problem regarding the vaccination against COVID-19 since 40 million doses of vaccines were in stock, stating that 60% of the total population had been fully vaccinated against COVID-19. The health minister said temporary desks would also be set up for expediting the vaccination drive. Minister for Communication and Information Technology, Gyanendra Bahadur Karki, has directed the Nepal Telecommunications Authority to ensure telecommunication services in rural areas. Addressing a program after inspecting the Nepal Telecommunications Authority office at Jamal in Kathmandu yesterday, Minister Karki directed the authority to execute this year's plans and programs without any delay. The communication minister reminded that the concept of development could only be fulfilled if everyone realized their rights and responsibilities. Secretary at the Ministry, Dr. Baikuntha Ariel, suggested increasing coordination among the regulatory body and the service-providing companies for the development, expansion and credibility of the telecommunications sector. Urban Development Minister Ramkumari Chakri has stressed the need for policy-level reforms for the development of the country. Talking to journalists upon completing 100 days in the office yesterday, Minister Chakri said new policies should be formulated in collaboration with all to ensure the development of the urban areas. The minister added that the desired results could not come out due to a lack of coordination among three tiers of government, ministries and other concerned stakeholder bodies. The CPN-UML has suspended all programs of the party that gather more than 25 people. Issuing a directive yesterday, the party has instructed all the leaders, cadres and people's representatives from the party to involve themselves in the service of the people. A committee formed by the Ministry of Culture, Tourism and Civil Aviation submitted its report yesterday. The ministry, as per the directives of the Tourism Minister Prem Bahadur Ali, had formed a 5-member committee under the coordination of Treasurer of the Pashupati Area Development Trust to carry out investigation regarding Nepal-India Friendship Pashupati Dharmashala. Although Minister Ali is the chairperson of the trust, coordinator Subedi submitted committee's report to Ministry Secretary Maheswar Nyupane after Minister Ali tested positive for coronavirus. The report mentioned to cancel the agreement of Nepal-India Friendship Pashupati Dharmasala as activities were found carried out against the agreement. Subedi said many weaknesses and mistakes were found regarding the issue of Dharmasala. According to the report, jewelry shops and vehicle showrooms had been kept at the Dharmasala and rents were being collected in an arbitrary manner. The trust had given the Dharmasala on lease to Ananda Private Limited, which is the Batas Group. The Batas Group is accused of operating Dharmasala as a hotel and taking charge as an arbitrary manner from the pilgrims and religious tourists. You're listening to Radio Nepal's 8 a.m. English News Bulletin. On to some international updates now. At least 26 people have been killed after an earthquake hit western Afghanistan. The victims died when roofs of their houses collapsed on Monday in Qadis district in the western province of Badghish. An Afghan official said 5 women and 4 children were among the 26 people killed in the earthquake. A second quake at magnitude 4.9 struck the areas 2 hours after the first. Mullah Janan Sikhi, head of the Emergency Operations Center of the Ministry of State for Emergency Affairs, confirmed the death toll and said more than 700 houses had been damaged. The United Arab Emirates has pledged reprisals after a drone attack claimed by Yemen's Houthi rebels triggered a fuel tank blast that killed 3 people in Abu Dhabi. The United Arab Emirates is part of a Saudi-led military coalition that supports Yemen's government against the Iran-aligned Houthi rebels who have repeatedly targeted Saudi Arabia with cross-border attacks. But Monday's attack is the first deadly assault on its own soil acknowledged by the United Arab Emirates and claimed by the rebels who said they had fired ballistic missiles and deployed armed drones. 2 Indians and a Pakistani working for oil giant ADNOC died as 3 petrol tanks exploded near a storage facility while a fire was ignited in a constructed area at Abu Dhabi Airport in the heart of the United Arab Emirates. Now, the general weather forecast for the country for today, according to the Meteorological Forecasting Division. The weather is likely to be partly to generally cloudy in the hilly areas of the country, partly cloudy in the rest of the country. Light rain is likely to occur at 1 or 2 places of the hilly regions of the country. There are also chances of light snowfall at some places of the high mountainous region. Kathmandu's weather report for the past 24 hours, the maximum temperature was 17.6 degrees Celsius and the minimum temperature was 5.2 degrees Celsius. Well, that's all the news we have for this bulletin, but before wrapping up, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Shehbaz Dewa and CPN Maoist Chairman Pushpakamal Dal Prachanda discuss contemporary political issues. Ruling coalition meeting called for today. Prime Minister Shabadadewa directs Health Ministry to immediately procure vaccines to vaccinate all Nepalese. Province to Assembly endorses province name as Madhes with its capital Janakpur and dozens killed in an earthquake in western Afghanistan. Well, that's all the news we have for this bulletin. Our next bulletin in English will be at 2 in the afternoon. You can also listen to us online at our website www.onlineradionepal.gov.np. Also, do check our English news portal at www.onlineradionepal.gov.np/English. Keep listening to Radio Nepal and have a good day.